Alright, you enjoy horror games, right? You enjoy a horror game where you're a journalist seeking truth because a whistleblower snitched on the company he works for? Well, there's Outlast. A found footage horror game, and I'm guessing you know the rest. But since Outlast Trials is not so far away from releasing, I thought, let's talk about the first game. Like a pyrocynical long analysis video. You start the game with driving to the Mount Massive Asylum. Once you arrive, you look to the passenger seat, seeing a document saying, "You don't know me, have to make this quick, they might be monitoring." I did 2 weeks of software consult at Murkoff Psychiatric Systems facilities in Mount Massive. All sorts of NDAs. I am very much breaking right now, but seriously, fuck those guys. Terrible things happening here. Don't understand it. Don't believe half the things I saw. Doctors talking about dream therapy going too deep, finding something that had been waiting for them in the mountain. People are being hurt, and Murkoff is making money. It needs to be exposed. You pick up a camera, which will fortunately record all the wrongdoings made by Murkoff Corporation. You step out of your vehicle and enter the said Hell on Earth. Well, not yet. You go through a gate, see a figure looking outside the window before running away in an immediate panic. You find out that the front door is indeed locked, so you must crouch through a hole in the gate. You see another door, but you find out it's locked. It looks like you have to go through the window that looks like it's under construction. You go through the window before the lights burst, and you're forced to use the night vision on your camera. Or you could go in the dark, but I would recommend using night vision. You leave the dark room, you see a long hallway, you walk a little, and then a door closes. You go through the other door to see an open vent. You climb up before seeing the man who closed the door rushing into the room you were in. You climb out the vent before you open the door. Jump scare. Oh, whoops, did I forget to tell you that this is a horror game? Yes, there are jump scares in it. So if you don't like them, then stay here because it's fun. You find a soldier who's impaled, telling you to leave. So that's basically your objective. You have to escape. Anyways, you leave the room and see a big-ass man going into another room. You see a bunch of shelves creating a small opening for you to shimmy through. You go through before this happens. This is Chris Walker. He's an army veteran who got PTSD from an Afghanistan war and got transferred to an asylum to cope with his PTSD, but instead got experimented on. So that's why he looks so fucked. He grabs you and throws you out the second-story window, knocking you out cold. You wake up seeing a flashlight and a man talking to you, calling you an apostle. Apostle means one who was sent off, implying that this guy thinks that God sent you here to find the truth or whatever. It's all just ooga booga talk. You wake up with him gone, having to unlock the doors with security control. But you can't because you need a key card. You walk through another hallway, seeing a man in a wheelchair. You walk past and see people watching TV. But they aren't watching TV. They are watching static, showing how crazy these people are. But you already know that with the countless of dead bodies lying around. They didn't kill themselves. They were killed by none other than the patients. You find the key card and go back going past the same man in the wheelchair. But then the man jumps at you, screaming about the doctor being dead and get them out. I'm guessing he means getting some sort of bugs out of him, since that's what's more in line with crazy people and schizophrenic people who suffer with these visions of bugs in their skin, which leads to them thinking that the bugs are in their skin and they can't get out, so they eventually kill themselves. You go to the security control room, unlocking it with a keycard you just obtained. You type stuff on a keyboard before seeing the guy shutting down the power, making it so you can't escape without turning on the power. But now there's not only the objective of having to turn on the power, but you also have to hide from Chris Walker. He leaves, and you go to the basement to turn on the power. And you go there and see a power box, where you have to turn on water pumps and an electrical power box to actually turn on the power. But then a patient comes in to hunt you down while you try to turn on the generator. When you turn on the generator, you return to the control room to unlock the main doors. But when you do that, the weird priest guy sedates you and talks about how you can't leave until you start seeing something. How strange.
I didn't want to have to do this to you.
Eventually, you wake up in a padded cell full of cross symbols with "Rest in Peace" on the walls. This is where you find the weird priest guy's name, which is actually Father Martin. Martin was a patient in the asylum, suffering from visions of a higher calling. But when something happened in the asylum, he managed to escape and start his own religion that worships something called the Wall Rider. More on it in a moment, since we don't truly know about him yet. After some time, your cell gets unlocked and you get out. You get out seeing people bashing their skulls in the concrete wall. People screaming, wanting to kill you. And the twins, they are two naked cannibals who want to kill you and eat you. Both planning right in front of you what they would do with you. You escape through a crack in the wall before a jump scare. I told you to be aware of them, and you weren't, so that's on you. This place has definitely proven that dying would be an amazing thing in this place, because at least you won't have to witness absolute torture, or you won't have to be a part of the torture. So dying is the best way out of this horrible place. You walk some more before seeing a message written in blood saying, "God always provides a way, follow the blood." So of course, your new objective is to follow the blood. The blood leads to a decontamination chamber. Down the drain is what it says before you go down a big hole. A man beats a security guard with his baton, stating he wants you to stay quiet, which is of course what you do. You only speak in grunts and screams and notes that you get from recording different events, where Miles will understandably state his opinion. You have to unlock the decontamination chamber, but when you are about to, a man is in the room with the button, so you have to run away from him as well. Did I mention that although these people have hands, their solution to open a door is to burst into the room like a perverted grandma, breaking the door, making it unusable. Since you opened the decontamination chamber, you just have to escape into it. After that, you find the twins again, speaking to each other, planning to eat your tongue and liver. After more walking, you come across Chris Walker, decapitating someone, just like how he decapitated you in the E3 demo.
Little pig.
From 2013. It also shows that most of these deaths in here is caused by him mostly. He's a scary dude. You get access to the showers, and that's your way to escape. But first you have to unlock them, of course. You do that, and Chris comes in, breaking the window. You run away from him before an explosion from the chamber explodes and launches you out the window onto a pile of dead, rotten corpses. You can hear Miles hyperventilating, knowing he just had physical contact with a bunch of dead bodies, showing how bad this asylum has gotten. Chris is there with you trying to find you, but you escape. You go through a hole in the floor before seeing lockers with the name Walrider written on it with blood. Project Walrider is an experiment to try to turn humans into ghosts by using a morphogenic engine to turn people into ghosts. You go down another hole and end up in the sewers. Now, the sewers are quite something. You have to open valves so you can enter deeper and possibly escape. But it would be easy if it was just that, so Chris joins you, as if life wasn't hard enough anyway. So yeah, you turn valves and escape. After walking around some more, you get chased by a bunch of patients wanting to kill you.
You slippery little whore! Oh, fuck! You can't hide!
You run away and escape before a voice comes from an intercom telling you to get in the dumbwaiter if you want to live. He doesn't sound suspicious, he sounds normal, like an actual human being. So you get in the dumbwaiter and get greeted by Dr. Richard Trager. Trager was an employee at Murkoff, but when he raped and impregnated a woman who spoke out about his assault, he became furious and sliced her stomach open before the security guards tackle him and take him to the morphogenic machine to be experimented on, which is why he looks so fucked. Trager takes you and straps you to a wheelchair. The worst part is how he plays with you. He stops right in front of the exit, even tells you to go take a stroll, but you can't. You're strapped. You can't do anything, so instead he takes you to some sort of bathroom where he does the thing that everyone remembers about Outlast. The finger cutty scene. I underestimated here, but it is a great and very disturbing scene. And not great as in fingers getting cut is good. It's more how it's set up and how it just comes out of nowhere. Anyways, you get out of the chair before finding one of his patients who claims he's an executive who worked for Trager but got worked on by Trager instead, and now got killed for not shutting the fuck up. You try to find a key and you escape through the elevator, but then he appears downstairs and attacks you. Before you push him out, he gets squished by the elevator. How to make Trager juice. Step 1. Squeeze. It's funny. You meet Father Martin and he tells you to meet him outside. You go through the kitchen, which is in flames because of Murkoff just using the mentally ill people instead of helping them, and he kindly says you can leave through the kitchen and you have to extinguish the flames to get out of the asylum to meet Father Martin. You get on the roof to get on the other side of a gate and you try to find Marby. New objective, find Martin in the female ward. He's basically leading you on now, but you're blinded by the option of escape. You find him and he talks about you seeing the wall rider. Well, yes, we've seen the wall rider many times. You have to get a key to the 3rd floor so you can finally meet Father Martin. And to get a key, we need 3 fuses, while 2 patients are after you. So you get the key, but whoops, it fell down. Now you have to get to the laundry room to get the key back. You get the key and you go down upstairs. Finally, you get to meet Father Martin in person. New objective, follow the blood. This is it. This might be your final chance to escape. Wait, oh, for fuck's sake, the floor collapsed. Fuck, we have to get back. You open some doors to meet the twins. They are after you and want you one last time. You hide and escape them. You shimmy across some broken floorboards, then you jump and you lose your camera. And you need your camera to navigate the darkness, so you have to get back down there again and get your camera. You get your camera, but you find out you're surrounded by patients ready to bash your brains in. Your camera's viewfinder has a massive crack in the screen. It even glitches from time to time. Now your objective is to get to the 3rd floor and meet Father Martin. And it's not a joke. This is where you meet him for real. You need a key from the recreation hall, which has a big feeder that shows the tape they use to brainwash people. It's supposed to be real brainwashing footage, which is quite terrifying to think about.
There was no alteration to the footage at all, no trickery? None. In June of 1943, you reported 3 incidents.
Okay, now it's time to meet him. You go through to a chapel and see the twins at the doors. They open them and you see Martin on a cross, crucified, telling you to go to the elevator with the elevator key laid right in front of you.
We will join the wall rider in just a moment. My Job, you alone shall escape the Talva. This is your penultimate act of witness. The promise of the prophets was always freedom from death. And here it is. You will watch and record my death, my resurrection. And together we will be free. You are no longer in any danger. I fixed the elevator. It will take you to freedom. We will all of us be free. Now, my son.
It's quite something, I must say. So you witness the most insane religious man just kill himself for Jesus. And you leave before being chased by Chris again. And you again escape into the elevator. But it keeps going down, which is quite scary. New objective. Find a new way out. You're now in Murkoff's facility, where Project Hog... You must get out now, or it's over. You get chased by Billy before getting... And you go to find the morphogenic machine, the brains behind it all. You have to turn off Billy's life support, but you have to turn off all the backup life support system. You find Billy's body in the dome with cables injected in him everywhere on his body. He seems to be suffering. Killing him would be the most generous thing ever done here. You turn off his extra life support and see him getting covered completely in blood, but he doesn't seem like he wants to die. So instead, before he dies, he picks you up, throws you around, and then Billy turns you into the host. You are the new Billy. New objective: get out. You struggle to get to the exit, falling over, hanging onto dear life, before doors open, revealing Dr. German and a bunch of soldiers. They begin to fill you full of bullets. Before hearing a bunch of wall rider wailing and men screaming in pain. The end. Yes, that's the ending. It's abrupt, but an amazing ending. But it isn't the full ending to this story. There's also DLC that I'm gonna cover now. You are Wayland Park, the guy who sent Miles Upshur the email at the beginning of the game, and you are currently writing the email to Miles, before getting called by a security guard to go to the lab office thingy so you can computer hack Half-Life 2, before a patient jumps onto the window asking for help. Eddie was a boy who was sexually assaulted by his father and uncle, and he was too young to know that it was even wrong. So when he grew older, he became a serial killer who would kill women before he got taken to Mount Massive Asylum so he could get experimented on. Of course, he didn't know that. Eddie is getting ready to go to the dome thingy so he can turn into the wall rider, but instead he gets burns on his face, showing that he's not compatible with the project. Then asked to leave, and you go back to the server room to find Jeremy Blair is the executive vice president of Murkoff, and he's found you out. You're now the whistleblower, and you get chosen to be the tester of the Wall Rider project. 2 hours later, you're strapped to a chair with a weird worker man licking your ear before he gets told that Billy is compatible with the Wall Rider project. And after some time, he broke out. They also mentioned that Wall Rider isn't an actual ghost. It's true. He's actually a bunch of nanoparticles. That's why he can't phase through doors. Now you know. You wake up some time later and watch the other inmates get turned into pipe bombs. You grab a camera and escape while recording everything. You walk around and meet Frank. He eats people. You walk, you crawl, and you get chased by Frank. He has a big-ass pizza cutter that instead of sawing you open, he instead beats you with the butt of the pizza cutter. Why? I don't know, ask him. You have to find a radio to contact outside and get help. You get to the radio and holy shit, it's motherfucking Jeremy! And he's destroying the radio and tries to choke you until you both hear a growl from none other than Chris fucking Walker. You thought he was gone, but no, he back. You escape Chris and you find Father Martin fighting down the drain, meaning that he always knew someone would come and was just giving hints. The next one. Go down the drain and get chased by Chris again before jumping out the window. And now you are finally outside. There's a fence that is electrified, so you have to find the generator and turn it off. You turn it off and go to the gate, and it starts up again. So you go back to turn it off before jump scare. A man punches you and you run away to the fence, which leads to the big tower, which you use to jump off and eat. Now you're in an attic with some lady screaming about you. You, of course, have to run. Let's skip ahead, since it's more running and running. You go to open the door to see it is locked. You look up and holy shit, it's Eddie. He's back and he wants wife. And if he doesn't, he become angry because he needs his Discord kitten. You walk around seeing Eddie's creations, which is him cutting up men, trying to turn them into women so he can have a family. He chases you until you jump down an elevator shaft for you to have your foot in the elevator roof, having a big piece of wood impaling your leg, meaning that you have to limp away from Eddie going forward. You get cornered and you have to hide in a locker with a big hole in the gaps. You're now trapped. You get knocked out with sleep gas, and it's now 12 hours later. You see a man on a sawing table. I think that's what it's called. And Eddie killing him. You fall asleep again. And now you're strapped on the sawing table, about to have your nuts cut up by a saw. Eddie slowly moves you towards the saw before a patient tackles Eddie, saving you. You get out, put some clothes on, and limp away. We skip ahead. We get a key for a door, but Eddie grabs us and throws us away before taking us to the gym room to hang us. We do get hanged, but we wiggle out of it and break the roof because the roof can't handle the many hanging dead bodies on the roof. Well, we did survive. Eddie didn't. He got a big metal rod through his chest. He holds your hand, saying that you and him would have made a great family. This was a huge mistake on his part, since there's now Wayland X Eddie fanfiction. That's why I didn't do so much research on this DLC. Anyways, he dies, you go, and find out that the church burning, from what I can guess is Father Martin's crucifixion. You then see a bunch of soldiers examining the dead body of Trager, meaning that Miles is here somewhere. You walk around some more and find the exit with none other than Jeremy fucking Blair. He asks for your help, but if you go to him, he will grab you and stab you in the stomach with a shard of broken glass, making sure no one escapes the asylum. And after saying that, Walrider comes and plays whoop whoop with Jeremy before turning Jeremy into a pipe bomb. Get up and limp your way outside. You're finally out, once and for all. You get in Miles's Range Rover that is unlocked for no reason before you see the Walrider, and it's none other than Miles Upshur. Seeing you get out while you dragged him into this, you caused his death, and you get rewarded for it. Ending cutscene is a man telling you, if you upload the footage, your life will be fucked. Your family will be targeted, and with Murkoff's countless of lawyers, it won't be nice, but it's the right thing to do.
Somebody's been telling stories.
Oh my goodness.
On the floor. They killed us. Can't fight them.